Good evening, friends, followers and channel members. Wow, it has been a long time since our last live stream. It feels like ages. I've been setting things up now and thinking, what do I do next? I need to set this up, and I had to restart the sim a couple of times because I forgot some of the things that went in the community folder at the start of the stream. So yeah, we're not off to a great start, to be honest. Let's hope the actual flying goes smoothly, if I can remember how to fly this as well. So welcome on board, everyone. We are still in where are we? We're in Naples. Yeah, spent nearly a week here since our last flight into this wonderful brand new scenery, and we're off to some other brand new scenery as well tonight. We're off to Lyon, recently released by Digital Design, so looking forward to checking that out in about a couple of hours time. The flight time is quite a long one tonight, an hour and a half, so we've got plenty of time together as well. So welcome on board, guys. Wally Husk is on Twitch and YouTube. Wally, that's dedication. Thanks so much, mate. Laurie, Terry and Jason, Renil, Jose Vaz, Alfero, J-Hog, good evening. Ben Thomas, good evening to you. Hope we're not buffering. Hope all is indeed good. Clemo, hello my friend. Captain on Twitch as well. And why on the fly-by-wire? Well, just for a change, of course. We obviously fly the Phoenix a lot, but I said right at the start that we wouldn't exclude fly-by-wire from the channel just because the Phoenix was released, so I do like to mix this up occasionally as well. Jez asks if I've recovered from the marathon. Yes, I think so, because I just haven't had time to do that many live streams. It's well, it's now the school holidays, so that obviously is that's taking its toll, and I've still about 42 days to go. So let's get on and see what we're doing. Let's just get rid of that little banner, and we'll hop on board. It's quite loud out here as well, isn't it? Let's hop into the flight deck. Oh, that's better. Yes, so we've got the A320neo from FlyByWire. We're going to go ahead, set this up, and we'll get our passengers on board ready to go pretty soon. Let's check our operational flight plan. Yeah, that's pinned in the chat for those of you who are watching on YouTube, so you can have a look at that. Dancing Tango, hello to you, saying looking forward to a fly-by-wire stream. Exactly, and as much as I love the Phoenix, everyone knows I love the Phoenix, and it's simply amazing. The fly-by-wire team, of course, do fantastic work, and it's a different aircraft, little different intricacies, flies very slightly differently as well, so it's yeah, it's fun to keep mixing things up. Danny Rubble, hi mate, how you doing? Clemo, I am indeed counting the days already. How could you tell? You know how some people have those apps on their phones, don't they, counting down to their holiday, how many days, hours, minutes and seconds they have till they go away on holiday. We've got one in our house, and it's for 9 AM on the day the kids all go back to school and nursery. So that's how long I know. That's why I know just exactly how long I've got. Mr. Aviation, thanks for coming on board as well. So I'm looking forward to a nice flight tonight with you guys. I've missed you all. It's been such a long time. So really glad to have you you guys with us. So operational flight plan, as I say, is already in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and get the weather. We're going to get the APU set up in a minute. The aircraft is in a turnaround state. I think we've got a little bit of air traffic control as well tonight. Let me just go ahead and check how that's looking. Yes, we do indeed. Right, well, let's have a look. We've got the weather here, of course, but we also need the 80s so we know what information we've got, as we've got the tower control on online. So 13597, let's tune to that. There we go, 13597. See if we've got some voice, ATC. Oh, it doesn't appear we have. Right, okay. Well, I could just read it out to you in the most robotic voice I have. But let's have a look. So we've got information echo currently. I'll tell you what, I can do one better than this. Hang on, let's just see. Because again, we've got Tower 80s. There we are. Oh, it doesn't give it as on screen, does it here? Again, this is what I mean. It's been that long since I've been in the in the sim, I forgot which aircraft does what. Right, okay, so let's have a look. We have got ILS approach, arrivals runway 24, departures runway 24, transition level 95, touchdown winds are 300 degrees, 7 knots, variable 270020 degrees, visibility 10 kilometers or more, fuel clouds 3029 degrees, dew point 21 degrees, QNH is 1011 hectopascals. Not bothered about QFE, no significant changes, that's information. Echo, there we go, that's the current ATIS information, and it probably pretty much just matches exactly what we've got there. 29 degrees, that's quite nice and warm for this time of the day, isn't it? Robert says you use fly-by-wire pretty much all the time. You'll be interested to hear my comparisons between this and the Phoenix as we mutter on to Lyon. Just slightly different intricacies. Perhaps I'll mention some of them as I go along. But they're really nice to have the two different aircraft. Of course, I would always maintain that at the moment, certainly at the moment, the Phoenix is a much more rounded, finished product. But we know that anyway, and that's obviously the fly-by-wire updating things all of the time. And Bennett says the fly-by-wire have just adjusted the gross weight logic and computation in the FMS and other monitoring systems. We'll see if any of that plays out tonight. Ben, thank you for that. Thank you for being here as well. So there's our routes. Let's get the APU on, then at least we can start getting some passengers on board. And 1, 2, 3. There we go. Danny, you can't be the only one that struggles with SIDS and stars in Italy. Same here in Naples. Yeah, Italy's... They're a little different, aren't they? In the way they're SIDS and stars and they have transitions and things like this. So, yeah. Henry, I'm actually in the experimental today. Downloaded literally before the stream was started, so if there's any bugs, we'll find them as we're going. Remember, of course, there is no support for the experimental version, so we're kind of using that at our own risk kind of thing. So let the APU start up. We can see that starting. Just while that's starting, we'll just do a quick check. Everything should be fine. We've got overhead is all sorted where everything should be. We've got QNH 1011 is already set. We'll tune to Unicom in a moment. We've got the guard frequency on there. Yeah, 1215. That's fine. Obviously, system in knob. That's unlocked. Spoilers, engine masters, etc. Oh, let's just squawk 2000. There we go. Switching panel is normal. The timer is not running. And I think our initial climb is going to be 6,000 feet, so I'll set that up just here whilst I remember. That's all done. So, let's get the APU bleed on, give that a minute, and we'll start loading passengers. Danny, you're right, they always usually consist of two parts, two charts as well. I mean, the first big thing that the fly-by-wire does excellently, which I think the Phoenix, I wish it did, I'm hopeful it will in the future, and that is just have the external look do as well. So we've got obviously our 3 nav green, aircraft status, let's just check if I even got the right air cycle in. Yes, I have. So LEAP engines, correct air cycle, that's all in there. Right, let's do our ACARS uplink. Elias, hello to you, good evening. Danny, you're doing very well. You just bought Paris early, so we'll hold off from Lyon for the time being, maybe in a couple of weeks. It's so great that a lot of scenery at the moment is coming out, and it's all routes that Easyjet fly to, which opens a lot more prospects, because I try to always fly where there's good payware scenery available, or even freeware scenery. I think it just makes things look a lot more realistic. RX, the current time for me, local time, is 8:05 in the evening. Let me just grab my operational flight plan. Robert Cassidy says hello from a Qatar Airways A320 captain based in Doha, originally from Manchester. Oh, Robert, my biggest local airport. I'm just at the other side of those the Pennines, where yeah, you obviously want to avoid those when coming into Manchester. But Robert, great to have you on board. You can you can spot the difference between Qatar SOPs and our own. Right, what's the alternate tonight? Oh, the alternate is Geneva. Great scenery from Red Wing available as well from there. But I don't think we'll be heading into there. The weather's quite nice tonight in Lyon. Can't see any reason why we're not getting in. We're going to have a look at the fuel as well in a moment. The APU bleed's been on long enough now, isn't it? We can turn the packs on. I'll just finish this page. I don't like to stop going through one page of the McDo to break off. Flight level 300, cruiser temperature is -33, ground temperature is +29, we've got the tropo of 52434. There we go. Oh, let's try that again. 52434. There we go. Long slow pokes. Get the wind uplinked. Right, that's done. And IRS in it. Let's grab the charts, check that this is aligned nicely. Should be. It's very, very rarely out. Where are we? Parking stand 17. So 40, 52, 7 north. Oh, this one is slightly out, but not enough for concern in the sim. 14, 16, 9 east. Yeah, close enough for jazz. Right, passengers, shall we? Packs on. We're now ready for boarding. So the fuel this evening, quick look through the flight plan. We've got very little to concern ourselves weather-wise tonight. No major turbulence expected. Plug fuel is just over 6.1 tonnes. Yeah, it should be pretty straightforward. We've had nice weather over Europe for so long now, haven't we? One little waypoint there of above 10,000 feet with the Mora. But other than that, there you can see we have got a good cloud base, good visibility all the way through. Not much crosswind either coming into Lyon, so even better. And if we just go through, we can see the forecast. Yeah, winds 360 at 12. Few clouds, 5,000 feet, but cab okay. That's the main thing. So no real reason why we can't get in. That is a hell of a lot of no times. Let's just have a look at the Sigma chart, and again, nothing on there either. So in terms of fuel, we're kind of trying to find reasons here to add a bit extra. 6.5 tons, I think, is going to be all we need for tonight's flight, which is what, about half a ton extra overall. Okay, 6.5 tons to the ground staff. Let's give them a shout, and let's load that in real time. There we go. RXer, there is special scenery for both Naples and Lyon as well. Both are brand new releases in the last week or so. Go check them out at Sim Market. Right, so whilst the fuel is getting loaded, the passengers are also coming aboard. Let's finish setting up the box, shall we? Right, so as Danny was saying earlier, there are usually a couple of charts with regards to this. Hey Christian, welcome on board, mate. Good to see you. Squiggly, hey mate. So what runway was it? 24. And we are on the Vevix 7 Golf departure. There it is. Vevix 7 Golf, and then the arrival into Lyon. Well, the flight plan's got us at 35 left. That's the longest runway available in Lyon, so that would make sense. 35 left, and it's the pinned 5 November, but then there's a transition, I think. Let me just check that out. Pinned 5 November, and it is the Gomet 1 November transition. So that's going to be on Gomet, of course. The approach via... Oh, fair enough. And no transitions. We'll go ahead and insert that. Just check what this looks like. What we got? 543 miles on the flight plan. We've got 563 on the OFP. So we can obviously have a quick look at this in flight, make sure it's right. So we're coming via Gomet, and then after Gomet, what we should have is a manual sector there flying 290, and then that brings us in at Negpu. Oh, hang on, I may have programmed that wrong then. Hang on. Just clear that discontinuity after Vexov. Oh no, that's okay. Yep, that is all exactly right. Wonderful. Alright, that's I'm happy with that. All those waypoints look fine and dandy to me. Right, onto our RadNav page. What have we got here in Naples? I'm going to need to grab the other chart, aren't I? Let's get an approach chart. NAP. See, the auto-tuning of the VORs, I missed that as well. There we go. That'll do. Got Naples in there now. Right, onto our init B page. So the zero fuel weight for our flight is 56.9. And we'll just pop in a standard CFG, because we don't get a load sheet. Again, another difference between the Phoenix and the FlyByWire, we get the full-on load sheet, don't we? We've got a a headwind of 23. Oh, that's not good. Fuel planning 47, we're taking 6.5. And then fuel for our alternate, let's call that a ton. That's an extra 41 minutes of flight time. Beautiful. That's way more than we need, but that's okay. Right, on to our performance page. Let's grab the performance calculator. SimSmart. Version 2 of SimSmart out now, of course. So, where are we? We're in Naples. Runway 24. Latest meta. Runway conditions dry. Anti-ice shall be off. Takeoff weight is... So what was the takeoff weight? I didn't grab that. 63.2. And the CFG here is forward, I believe, in the FlyByWire. Flex, config 1, and packs will be off. Right, let's go ahead and enter all that in. So we have V1, 131, 132, 135. Transition altitude 8,000 feet. Thrust reduction, acceleration values. Now, in this new version of SimSmart, because it's got a little asterisk next to it, you can see here, it means we need to refer to the charts and the documentation we have, so we need to make sure that that's accurate. If that's not yet been updated in SimSmart, it's got a little asterisk next to it. So I'm just having a quick look to see what the actual thrust reduction acceleration values are for us here. Yeah, so they're actually a little different. So it's meant to be for runway 241, 217, 1217, and the engine out acceleration is also exactly the same, 1217. Rounded up, of course. Flaps 1 and a flex of 67. There we go. And we've got the engine out procedure shown as well at the bottom. So the engine out procedures to proceed direct to Izika. We don't have the secondary flight plan working just here yet, so let's just use our fixes page so we've got a visual waypoint on the navigation display to help us out, help our situational awareness. So ISIKA. Not in the database, really. ISIKA. That's interesting. ISKIA. Ah. Typo there. We can update that. There it is. That's now in the database. The great thing about SimSmart version 2 is these are now really easy to pop in and and edit, so that's now a 30-second fix to sort that out. Welcome on board those of you that are coming. We're just finishing setting the box up ready for our departure tonight to Lyon, the new airport, available from Digital Designs. Right, and I think that's it. That's all done. Just going to quickly flip through the flight plan page, make sure this looks accurate. There we go. There you can see the little manual leg right at the end there. Alright, let's do a little brief then. So, weather here in Naples is nice and negligible. Nice clear skies, nice and warm as well. Good runway condition. Aircraft type is A320neo, fully serviceable with the exception of weather radar and terrain radar. That doesn't work. Also predicted wind shear not working. Secondary flight plan, of course, also not available. No times for the flight this evening. Threats to be aware of: we've got terrain to the east of our airport this evening, which shouldn't affect us, it all being well, given that we've got our departure on runway 24, so we're flying away from that to begin with. We've got ATC online, I think. A little bit of traffic around, but not too much. Pretty familiar with this airport as well, so that's not going to cause too many issues. The taxi we are expecting then, let's have a look at those charts for that. So we're parked at stand 17. Yes, so we're expecting to push facing northeast, and then we'll taxi out Quebec Romeo Tango Sierra, and then we've actually gone for full length departure. We don't need to. We're not that heavy, are we? What are we? 63.2. So we could actually take Echo if need be. So, in order to do that, I need to rerun the perf calcs. Let me just change that. So try that. Just run that again. What was that takeoff weight? 63.2. So if we don't use the full runway length, let me just have a quick look. What is the intersection departure length for runway 24 from Echo is 2326. Might not have made that much difference, to be honest, but we'll find out. 1 second. Oh, it has a little bit. 130, 131, 134. Flaps 1, 67, green dot is 210. That's fine. Good, so we can do intersection echo now that we've redone that. So the initial climb out, then we have a max speed of 185 in the turn and 185 max speed until Gemma. Well, S speed is 189, so we'll fly flaps 1 config. So I'll tell you what then, let's pop that as a pre-selected speed, which is 189. No point burning extra fuel if we don't need to, and leave the flaps out. So 189, that's pre-selected. And then once we've got to Gemma 6000, we've still got a speed restriction there of 210 knots, so we can actually then just wind that up then. So that's what I'll do, we'll wind that up to well, green dot's 209, isn't it? So we can do that after passing Gemma. Of course, if we once we get above 10,000 feet, then these are a bit superfluous by that point, and then we're out and on our way. So the first turn in the direction is a left turn. Our initial climb will be 6,000 feet for Gemma, transition level 8,000 feet. Emergency brief, standard Airbus emergency brief then, and our engine out procedure, as we just saw a moment ago, is non-standard. We can go straight out, and then once we're at 3,500 feet, we just proceed direct to the ISKIA holding point, and at that point then, once we're in the hold, we'll decide what we're going to do. Our takeoff weight is well below the maximum landing weight, so we don't need to worry too much about getting back to Naples if that is the case. If I did have an issue and need to get back urgently, I'd be looking to make a right-hand turn after the departure and coming back in to land. We don't want to make the left-hand turn because Mount Vesuvius is in the way, and it's night time as well, so you know, we've got even less situational awareness than we would normally have.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our Easyjet service. Please place your large bags into the overhead locker, wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front of you. These include laptops, handbags, duty-free and loose items of clothing. Once you have safely stowed your cabin bag, please take your seat. To help us ensure a prompt departure, we kindly ask that you keep the aisle clear, enabling all remaining customers to board. Your seatbelt can now be fastened ready for departure. This is a no smoking service. Thank you for observing this policy.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, so if ATC are on line still, let's contact them 118.5. And do we have any departure frequencies tonight? Doesn't look like it. So Naples traffic, good evening, Alpine 4157, stand 17, type A320 Neo, requesting IFR clearances filed to Lyon, and we have information echo.
And the Alpine 4157, Napoli Tower, good evening, sir. You're clear at your destination via VATSIM 7 Golf departure. Initial climb is 6,000 feet, squawk 5510. Information Foxtrot.
Clear 5 runway departure 24, VEXOV 7 Golf, initial climb 6,000 feet, and information Foxtrot current. Just confirm the squawk, please, for Alpine 4157.
Alpine 4157, squawk 5510.
And the squawk 5510, Alpine 4157.
And Transale 412 Papa, occhio, quella è la pista 06. Entra pure sulla pista, poi esci dalla prima exit che sarebbe la Bravo e poi vai verso la 24 che è dall'altra parte.
Ok, allora mi sono completamente confuso, io pensavo che questa fosse la 24. Ecco perché mi sembrava strano che mi avessi detto entrata Foxtrot, perché non la vedevo sulla chart.
No, tranquillo, vai pure, entra pure, poi esci che c'è un traffico e sta in avvicinamento al momento.
He hasn't told us yet the readback was
Apposta, allora
correct,
cerco di
so
far più
we're just
veloce
waiting
possibile.
for that following this conversation. He may not give it us actually, he may have forgotten about us now. I'm sure he'll tell us if not. Right, last couple of things and then I can start running some checks.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of myself, the first officer, and the cabin crew, may I welcome you on board this Easyjet aircraft for your flight today. The ground crew and the fueling crew have all finished, and we're just about finished with all our cockpit preparation over here. The cabin crew are making their final checks as they work through the cabin, so if you could please get yourselves sat down comfortably with your seatbelts securely fastened and give them their full attention as they begin their safety briefing. A big welcome on board today to our Easyjet City pilot members.
Salve, Forwanto Papa, la prossima vira a sinistra.
Drinks throughout.
Ok. E poi dritto fino alla 24, giusto?
Will commence.
Affermativo.
Be able to provide you with drinks, snacks, and merchandise throughout the duration of the flight. Once again, I'd like to thank you for choosing to fly with Easyjet today. We'll have an update for you when we are airborne.
Nice to see some more company traffic on the stand. Alright, so our cockpit preparation is now all complete. The signs are on and auto DS3 nav green. Fuel quantity is 6500 kilograms. Balanced FMGS is set. Altimeter is 1011 and 300 feet.
Cabin crew, please van doors and cross check.
So the cabin crew getting ready to secure the cabin. We'll tell our tug driver to get into position. Have we got a tug driver? Oh yeah, there he is. Nose wheel steering is disconnected, so let's go back onto ATC and request our push.
It's 16 Mike Lima, inbound for ILS, runway 24, 15 miles. Okay, 16 Mike Lima, Napoli Tower, good evening, sir. Wind 310 degrees, 4 knots, runway 24, left land. Left land 24, Skyways 16 Mike Lima.
Tower Alpine 4157 is ready for push and engine start.
Alpine 4157, stand by, there is a traffic pushing back right now on your left. It's company traffic A320.
Wilco standing by, Alpine 4157. Company traffic slowing us down. Did he say our left or our right? He said our
Naples
left.
Tower, evening, Skyways 1260, 15 mile final 24.
Skyways 1260, Napoli Tower, good evening, sir. Continue approach and number 2 for landing, runway 24.
Continue approach, 24, number 2, Skyways 1260.
So while we're just waiting for traffic behind us to get out of the way.
For 12 Papa, riesci per un decollo immediato, se no ti faccio aspettare due traffici.
What you guys been up to for the last week whilst I've been
Non saprei.
been away from the streams? I'm
Adesso
hoping we can start to
ti
pick
avviso
these
quando
back
sono
up again,
all'holding
but
point. All'holding point. All'holding
yeah,
point.
school holidays get in the way. Real life.
Tranquillo, allora meglio se ti faccio aspettare, dai.
Will, good evening to you. Yeah, Alberto says a loud crowd boarding this evening. Well, they've spent a week's holiday here in Naples. They're anxious to get out. Please don't spam the chat with questions. Jay, yeah, a few. You went to Manchester yesterday, didn't you? How was it? Was it wet? Danny, initial climb 6,000. Adrian, good evening. I have read so many different aviation books over the years.
46 Romeo Golf, request taxi.
46 Romeo Golf taxi, holding point Foxtrot, runway 24 via Quebec, Romeo Tango Sierra.
Holding point Foxtrot 24 via Quebec, Romeo Tango Sierra, Alpine 46 Romeo Golf.
Alpine 4157, push and start approved facing northeast, QNH 1011, after the traffic has cleared the taxiway.
After the taxiing traffic behind, cleared push facing northeast, Alpine 4157. Now, I can't look behind me, I'm going to have to go outside. Let's have a quick look. Oh, there he is. He's well out of the way. Okay. Right, back into the flight deck then. So we've get our beacon lights on.
Skyway 16 Mike Lima, last winds 340 degrees, 3 knots.
Which winds copy? Skyway 16 Mike Lima.
Acupressure in the green. Start the timer. Before start, checklist below the line. Windows and doors closed and armed. Beacon light is on. Phone's on silent. Parking brake is on. Okay. Release the parking brake and back we go. Engine mode selector to ignition and starting engine 1. Just Dave is a 55-inch 4K screen. Wow, that sounds that sounds like your computer's going to get very warm. But I bet it's good. Sam, you just received the VATSIM Smart 2. Excellent.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask for your attention while we take you through the safety procedures on this aircraft. A safety card is
Lots
in
of
your
traffic
seat
coming in
pocket,
tonight.
showing the exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets, and brace position that you must adopt if you hear brace, brace. There are 2 emergency exits at the rear, 4 in the middle, and 2 at the front of the cabin. Floor lighting will guide you.
Christian says, who was more drunk,
Mike Lima,
Nick or Digit? Well, it couldn't have been Nick. They wouldn't. He had to get a flight back to Heathrow, so it couldn't have been Nick. They wouldn't have let him on board.
That is fastened.
Mind you, isn't Digital stuck in Manchester
wind
now?
340 degrees, 3 knots, runway 24, clear to land.
When he got to his plane this morning, the one of the back exits, the emergency slide
landing traffic,
had been deployed.
runway
Whoops.
24, line up and wait behind.
Line up and wait behind landing traffic, Tanzania 412 Papa.
To adjust. Put on your own mask before helping
And
others.
starting engine 2.
If we land on water, take the life jacket from under your seat. Put it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist. Click together. And pull the strap
I'm
to
on.
adjust.
I can't pronounce that
Do
name.
not
I'm on
inflate
this. Yes,
the
I
aircraft.
do have the
Skyway
Thrustmaster
16
TCA
Mike
captain's
Lima,
pack.
welcome to Napoli, continue on Alpha, Quebec, stand 20.
Topping up, blow into the
For
tube.
Quebec and stand 20, 6 Mike Lima.
Whistle for attracting attention. We also carry flotation aids for children. Your tray table must now be stowed, armrest down, window blinds open, and seatbelt fastened. We wish you a pleasant flight with Easyjet.
Yeah, what an expensive mistake. You can't just roll those slides back in and carry on. Okay, pushback is done. We'll hold that there. Parking brake is set. Just confirm the good engine start, then we can wave goodbye to the tug driver. There we go. Engine 2 is at idle and available. So, engine mode selected to
Alpine
ignition.
46 Romeo Golf, ready for departure.
Not to ignition. From ignition to norm. APU off. Anti-ice absolutely
Line
not
46
required.
Romeo Golf, stand by, number 2 for departure.
Number 2, Alpine 46 Romeo Golf.
And spoilers Rudder. Flaps.
Easy-162 ready for push and start, stand 14.
And the trim value
162 push and start is approved facing east,
61.9. No, it's
Push and
not.
start facing
It's 24.9. I'm
east,
reading the gross
162.
weight. What's that doing all the way over there? Oh no, goodness me, what's happened here? Oh, this could be problematic. Right.
Okay, with it, 1260, vacate left on Alpha.
That's an Alpha, Skyline 164.
Okay, I'm going to set the stabilizer trim to neutral. We should be alright because of rotation low, but clearly something's bugged there.
Lining up.
Pitch trim's showing neutral. It'll be fine. Just a little sim bug. Yeah, that's not normal, is it? Okay, never mind.
Naples Tower, good evening. Answer 11, IF.
We should still get airborne safely. Don't tell the passengers. Have to start checklist.
11 Napoli Tower, good evening, stand by, we'll call you back. Drake Breaker Skyways 1260, welcome
Anti-ice
to
off,
Naples,
econ status is checked. Pitch
via
trim.
Quebec.
God knows, 0.0.
9 by Quebec.
And rudder trim is 0.
Lufthansa 11, clear to your destination.
Let's do a flight control check and make sure all of those are working.
Departure,
Full left.
Initial climb 6,000
Full
feet,
right.
squawk 5515.
Full up. Full down. Neutral rudder. Full right. Rudder. Full left.
Fine 6,000
Neutral.
squawk 5515.
Number 11, read back correct. And sorry, 412 Papa, wind 340 degrees 3 knots, runway 24 clear for takeoff.
Runway 24 clear for takeoff, Transavia 412 Papa.
Alpine 4157 is ready for taxi, and we can depart via intersection Echo tonight.
Alpine 4157, Roger, taxi holding point Echo, runway 24 via Quebec, Romeo Tango Sierra.
Holding point Echo for runway 24 via Quebec, Romeo Tango Sierra, Alpine 4157. Is the tug driver going to move? There he is. All the cabin sounds are coming from self-loading cargo.
Sorry, 412 Papa, contact Roma Radar 124350, buon volo, ciao.
Roma Radar 124 decimal 350, ciao ciao. Transavia 412 Papa.
Alpine 46 Romeo Golf, line up and wait runway 24.
Line up and wait, runway 24, airplane 46 Romeo Golf.
Do you know what? And Tower Alpine 4157. Can we go around the company traffic via a left turn here on Romeo?
Yes, affirmative, Alpine 4157. You have to go to the left
thought we did.
Romeo and then Tango Sierra.
Roger, I thought we did. Just checking, thank you. Alpine 4157.
No problem.
Yeah, it's because he gave us the first instruction of Quebec. That just threw me a little bit. I'll bring you the chart up in a minute, you can see. I thought, if he wants us on Quebec, that's fine, but that's going against the way we would normally go. And we're then going to get stuck. So we were already on Quebec, which is what threw me, but he did tell us to go Romeo. Alright, so quick PEDS checks. The performance hasn't changed. QNH 1011. It's going to be a flex takeoff. we're going to hit our wing on this lamppost that doesn't exist in real life.
Alpine 46 Romeo Golf, wind 340 degrees 3 knots, runway 24.
Engine out procedure is non-standard. I'm just going to take this taxi a little to the left of this centre line, otherwise we are going to clip our wing. Yeah, so the engine out procedure non-standard, 3,500 feet into the hold that we've got in.
Napoli Tower, good evening.
That looks better.
Skylink 10 requesting clearance to Roma Campino.
Departure is Vex of 7 Golf,
Napoli
stop
Tower,
climb
buonasera,
6,000 feet.
via Teano 8 Juliet departure, runway 24. Initially 6,000 feet, squawk 5516.
Clear to destination via Teano 8 Juliet, runway news 24. Initial climb 6,000 feet, squawk 5516. Skylink 10.
Before takeoff checklist to the line.
10, readback is correct.
Flight controls checked, departure briefing is confirmed.
Romeo Golf, contact Roma radar 124.
Flap setting config 1.
12435.
FMA takeoff data 130 blue 134 magenta, climb nav blue 152 6000.
162 ready for taxi.
Flex 67.
162 taxi holding point Foxtrot, runway 24
Transponder set.
Quebec, Tango Sierra, number 2 for departure.
PCAM memo takeoff no blue. EFB is stowed. I forget how fast
taxi
the
holding point
Neo
Foxtrot
rolls
5,
away
Quebec Tango
under idle
Sierra,
thrust.
Easy 162.
Answer 11 request to
Lufthansa 11, stand by, there is traffic taxiing behind you from left to right.
I can hear the guy's ground crew over his speakers. Mr. Aviation, I'm well, thank you. Thanks for coming on board this evening. You do have to keep looking after that. Keep looking after the speed in this aircraft, don't you? Just going over the departure again, once we're at 1,200 feet, then we make a left-hand turn towards Gemma. Doesn't look like any traffic inbound, so that's good. Other box payment, is self-loading cargo worth it? I think so. It's not expensive. I know that the dev hasn't really updated it since it very first came out, so it can be a little clunky, but I like it. It certainly adds to the immersion, and I think everyone who watches the video streams quite likes it as well. Right, so this should be the first.
Alpine 4157, wind 340 degrees 3 knots, runway 24, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 24, Alpine 4157.
Lufthansa 11, push and start is approved facing northeast, connection 1011. And the Lufthansa 11, I read you 3 by 5.
Roger, I will look at it.
Hang on a minute. Are we on the wrong taxiway? That says Foxtrot. Where was Echo? Have we gone past Echo? No, that is Echo. That's fine, we are on the right taxiway. I have to remember when using the tow eye tracker, I can't just quickly look over at the chat. Otherwise, I'm in totally the wrong orientation on the screen. There we go, that looks good. Okay, before takeoff, checklist blood line, cabin is secured, engine mode selector is normal. TCAS, let's get that on. TARA. Packs are off, anti-ice is off. Let's go. So, takeoff, start the chrono, 50% M1, set. Engine stable, set takeoff thrust. Man flex, SRS and runway.
Easy 162 behind departing traffic, line up and wait behind.
Line up and wait behind departing traffic, Easy 162.
Checked. V1, rotate.
Lufthansa 11 requesting taxi.
Lufthansa 11 taxi, holding point
Nav.
Foxtrot, runway 24 via Tango Sierra.
Gear up.
Holding point Foxtrot, runway 24 via Tango Sierra, Lufthansa 11.
Alpine 4157, contact Roma Radar 124350. Have a nice evening.
124350, Alpine 4157. Thrust climb, climb. Ram radar, good evening, Alpine 4157, 2100 for 6000 on VATSIM 7 Golf.
Alpine 4157, radar 85, buonasera, continue climbing flight level 160.
Climb level 160, Alpine 4157. So we have the speed constraint at the moment, which we're holding S speed for the time being.
Alpine 4157, right direct Ponza, Papa November Zulu is approved.
Direct to where?
Alpine 4840, continue sending 7,000 feet to be leveled by Bento and cleared by, for an ILF Zulu runway 24.
7,000 feet by Bento for ILF runway 24, Alpine 4840.
Direct to Papa November Zulu, Alpine 4157.
Alpine 4157, right direct Ponza, approved.
Roger, direct to Papa November Zulu, Alpine 4157. Flap 0, spoilers to sound. Did I turn pack 2 on? Oh, I did. Well, that saved us a little bit of time on that dogleg departure.
And Alpine 4840, if you have the charts on board at Bento, you have a maximum speed of 200 indicated.
Yeah, Roger, just with the rate of descent, we probably struggle to make that.
Tyson, packs off is optimal for takeoff.
Okay, don't worry, Alpine 4840, just better to...
So it's all dependent on individual airline SOPs, but for the SOPs that we follow, packs off for takeoff. Saves a bit of fuel and engine wear.
Ladies and gentlemen,
gives the engines
please
good
keep your
performance,
seatbelt
better
fastened
performance.
While the seatbelt sign is on. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. Toilets are located at each end of the cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time.
Goodbye, Italy.
This includes e-cigarettes.
Gorgeous view. And we're now passing 10,000 feet. So now we can clear out the RadNav page.
Bravo radar, good evening, Easy 162 with you, 5,000 feet.
Easy 162, good evening, identified. Continue climbing flight level 160.
Climb flight level 160, Easy 162.
David, with COVID, many airlines leave them on nowadays. Well, yes, whenever there's passengers on board, packs should be on. That's due to COVID. But still, for takeoff, some airlines, like the one we're flying tonight, does turn them off. Just for departure. It's literally usually about 60 seconds. So, yeah, that's it. It's better to have that engine performance, particularly if you're somewhere daft where there's terrain around. And of course, Innsbruck is a whole nother matter.
Alpine 4840, I suggest you to descend to 5,000 feet to better intercept the glide.
Ladies and gentlemen, the seatbelt sign has now...
Descending 5,000 feet, I stopped strongly close, Alpine 4840.
Captain 79, good evening, mate. I didn't see you coming
Alpine
earlier.
4157, you're leaving my airspace, no further ATC available. Monitor Unicom 1228, ciao.
Over to Unicom, thank you for the service, Alpine 4157, good night.
Easy 162, right direct, Papa November Zulu's approved.
Oh, that was nice of him. He gave us a nice little shortcut direct, and yeah, on we go. Right, speed. I'll start. Well, we're going to go up to flight level 300. As quite happy to go ahead and do that. So thrust climb 300 blue, and just for confirmation we can see no problems there. Hey, Talia Johnson, pressurization's overrated. Well, below 10,000 feet you're probably right. Tyson, your Phantom FO left his window open in the Phoenix and you got a pressurization ECAM. Couldn't for the life of me figure out why until I noticed how light it was when I took your heads off. What about how cold it was? was that also not an issue? As the temperature was dropping away. That's the difference between the real world and the sim world. You would know if your real window had been left open. So the flight time tonight is what, 1 hour 30 minutes, something like that? Don't know if we've got an ATC in Lyon at the moment. There might be a few other directs we might be able to do to just cut down a little bit of time. At the moment it's looking at 21:12 our time of arrival. Dave Sanko, hello. Clebo said she thought the windows were open until 10,000 feet anyway. It's a cheap way of having air conditioning, I guess. Just having a look ahead to see if there is any ATC online in France tonight. Marseille Control is on. I'm not quite sure if they cover up as far north as Lyon. Maybe. Echo Delta Delta Fox, good evening. Hope I'm well. I am, thank you so much. Is there any special reason for the Neo instead of the Phoenix? Versatility is the only reason there. David, Marseille Control is online. They are. I didn't know if they went up as far as Lyon. If they do, then obviously that is great. That is. I can expect that a little bit later on. Adrian, no, not quite. No. Just taught well. But is there another plane that I would move on to? 350. We've all been teased recently by the fly-by-wire in their 380 shots, haven't they? That looks lovely. Angus McTavish says, hi Gav, hope you are well. Quick question, in sim brief, which airframe am I using for the Phoenix, please? Great to see you back in the fly-by-wire, it's so dear to many of us. So Angus, there is a default, not default, that's the wrong word, but there is a particular profile for the Phoenix. If you're on the Phoenix Discord server, or it might even be on their website actually, you can download the profile you need and add it to your fleet within SimBrief so that all the weights and things, they all match up. Tyson, you've got to head out for a meeting, hopefully back for the approach. That will be probably in about an hour and 5, something like that. David, is it weird flying the A32NX after flying the Phoenix? Not really. I mean, obviously, as you can tell, the cockpit and everything is exactly the same. The biggest difference is just perhaps some of the sim differences. You know, the EFB is a little bit different. You've obviously got more options in the Phoenix. Everything works in terms of the McDo and things like that, but not a massive difference. There are definitely some things that the Phoenix does much better than the fly-by-wire, and even vice versa. Let's have a look at our flight route. Can we do anything to help our... oh no, I don't think so. I was going to say, can we do anything to try and increase our... or rather decrease our flight time, but looking at that, I'm going to say no. It looks like quite a nice direct route, doesn't it? Let's have a quick look on the map. Yeah, that's pretty good. Can't do much better than that. So, fair enough. So we're now flying over, well, you can see we've got the coast of Italy just there. Andy, what is the average setting for cabin temperature? I think, well, a lot of that depends on what the actual temperature is outside. You know, if it's freezing cold, you know, if you're boarding a plane here in Manchester, England in December, then you probably want that set to a nice warm temperature, you know, something like 23, maybe even 24. But then a lot of people, you got to think the passengers, if they've come dressed for the winter, they're then going to be throwing loads of layers off because the cabin's too hot. So a normal room temperature is about 21 degrees, isn't it? But then if you're flying somewhere that's really hot, like Qatar, Dubai, those kinds of parts of the world, then you know, you can cool it right down. At the end of the day, it's great that the captains can decide what temperature they actually want their flight deck, and the rest of the passengers can do as they wish. I saw a photo the other day of a pilot in the real aircraft that had got it set to something like this. Now I'm not even sure what that would get it down to, probably about 17 degrees. There's a great question which I would have to look up because I can't remember. What's the lowest pressure? What's the lowest temperature you can get down to? I'm going to guess it's 15. That would be my guess. Right, we're at cruise. We're at alt cruise. David says you love how the RNAV works in the Phoenix. So nice 2-hour flight from Berlin to Corfu and did the RNP approach to runway 34. Yeah, that's one thing that the Phoenix obviously has going for it. It'll fly the full final approach mode RNAV all the way in, which is just beautiful. For now in the Phoenix we just have to use nav FBA, but it'll come, I'm sure. Andrew says, I think I'll give the Latin VFR A321 another go, but with the fly-by-wire mod. No, I did with the fly-by-wire mod, and no. it didn't change the handling of the aircraft. I could never get that thing to land. It just floated on by on infinite energy. It didn't lose energy. That's one of its main problems. They need to really overhaul the flight dynamics, and I think they have said they are going to, but I personally don't think it's worth the money they're asking for yet. Gino Lee, you didn't receive the link to update SimSmart Check Spams 2. What do you have to do? Number one, make sure that the email address that you're checking is the same one you used to register SimSmart, and if you haven't had that yet, then just contact support with evidence and your PayPal payment confirmation. Dan 320, which flight model do I prefer on the landing and takeoff between the Phoenix and the fly-by-wire, or are they both similar? They are they are quite similar, or what I've found anyway. But then they have to be, because the pilots don't have to retrain between one and the other. As soon as the pilot's type rated on A320, they can fly the 318, the 319, the 320, the 321, the 320 Neo, the 321 Neo. Although there are some differences with the 321 Neo that pilots usually find out about after they've made their first landing. Information Alpha says that the music is echoing. Is it? If anyone else can confirm that for us. Captain Rish 101, good evening to you. Right, we'll look at doing a flight check in, not a flight check, a fuel check in a moment. Oh, glad to hear the music appears fine, thankfully. If there are some random technical issues with the plane, we're talking about the Phoenix, I presume here, that cause a delay, and are there any ADC codes for that? You can take those with a pinch of salt. It's obviously a nice little bit of realism that they've thrown in there, but just blame the ground crew. Even at 36,000 feet, just blame the ground crew. What am I doing? Where are we? Just overflying Elvin. 23 minutes in, we should have about 4.5 tons, I think. Oh, yeah, that little direct saved a few minutes off. 4.5 tons. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. AC, good evening to you. I wish I've got some AC in this room. Might have to be my next purchase. Forget upgrading any PC hardware or software. We need to sort out the air conditioning in the office. Information Alpha, just flown from Gatwick to Manchester. Love that route, great little route. On VATSIM in your livery, and it was the best flight you've ever done. Full ATC and the controls were amazing. Yeah, I mean, if you can get full door-to-door service on VATSIM, it rarely happens given the kinds of areas I fly on, unless you're flying into an event, of course. We've had it a couple of times, and when it happens, it's just so realistic from start to finish. It's brilliant. Jeddah says just finished flight from the new Lyon to Nantes. Well, I hope the new Lyon looks good. I honestly haven't seen it. I've literally popped it in the community folder and haven't seen it. So looking forward to that when we arrive. Estrix, why not the Phoenix? Just because. Why not? Why not the fly-by-wire? Stig Allen says you're 13 miles to the next. In observer mode though, too scary for you on VATSIM at the moment. Stig, it's not, mate. You've seen us dozens of times. You know, it's basically a script, isn't it? Everything you say is more or less a script. And you know what? IFR on VATSIM is pretty straightforward because all you're doing is just reading back exactly what the controllers say. VFR is the confusing one, where you've got to plot your airspaces and make sure you don't infringe anywhere that you shouldn't. There's our Italian coastline.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase a selection of hot beverages, together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated. And if we can be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Amandus says he's just setting up the route to go from St. Martin to Mexico City in the 330. Should be a beautiful flight. It'd be even more beautiful if you did it the other way around. Everyone loves the St. Martin approach. Are they not flown the fly-by-wire since the Phoenix came out? Is there anything new or noteworthy in it recently? Lord, do you know, the problem with the fly-by-wire, no, it's not a problem at all, it's great, but so many things get updated so regularly, and a lot of them are kind of like little tweaks and fixes in the background that they don't make a big song and dance about, because it's not like a massive major new feature or anything like that. But obviously when it does, you hear about that. Now, there will, I don't have the link available, but there are links available showing you what's kind of been added over time. And a lot of it, as I say, a lot of them are just background fixes and issues and improvements and things, but there's not been any, as far as I'm aware, there's not like a massive noteworthy update that's been released. Nothing like the secondary flight plan working, but VNAV is much more refined at the moment since it first came out. GD, when did Salty Simulation 747 appear on the fly-by-wire? That was a few months back, I think. Laura, you've not done a night flight yet. You like to see where you're going. You don't need to see where you're going. Amondusia says you've just landed. Oh, you just landed at St. Martin an hour ago. Heading to Mexico, then home to Vancouver. Wow, you've got a full day flying. That sounds fun. Best landing out there, you reckon? well, it's obviously, it looks nice, doesn't it? But I think there are better. I think there are better landings out there. Skiathos is quite nice. It depends what you're after. If you want in a runway which is just surrounded by water that you have to absolutely bang on, nail it because you've got no room for error, then there are loads of different runways like that. But what about runways that have got terrain? Like Tivat, for example. Yeah? Or Madeira, of course, Funchal, runway 05. And what's the one in Dalaman? Is that runway 19, where you come out of the hillside completely offset and then you've got a nice long fire where you can manually fly it in, that kind of thing. Pyro is a fun one. I'm not sure fun's the word I was using. Estrix, does the load sheet really come environment do message like the Phoenix, or is it always a real sheet of paper? I can't speak for other airlines, but the airline that I'm kind of replicating, it's actually a piece of paper. And then you tap all the information into the EFB programs that the pilots have, and then it spits out the information you need. AC, you can't access the VIP lounge in the Discord. Drop a message in there. There's a few people on there that are far better than me at sorting that stuff out, and they will guide you through it. RLS Print Design says, good evening, a bit more bearable this time than last week. 18 degrees difference, you reckon? Yeah. Well, that was another reason why there's not been many streams, particularly last week when I did actually have time to do them. I was just like, I can't turn the PC on. We'll melt. It was ridiculous temperature. It was like 39 degrees. No, I'm not doing that. Toby, you've still not received an email yet. Right, drop me a message on Discord tomorrow, Toby. Don't do it tonight because I will miss it. But drop me a message tomorrow, Toby, and I'll see what's happening there and chase them up with that. I'm just hoping, there is a chance, of course, this time of year that the guys that look after it are actually away on holiday. But I will look into that again for you. Captain HMW, good evening to you. Oh, that would be a nice time to land. That would be a lovely time to land if we can make that. Captain HW, you still have the same issues with SimSmart. Right, well, SimSmart version 2.2 should now be released. You can use the same link to download it. There was a big problem with SimSmart version 2 when it first came out. The problem was we didn't realise it was going to happen until we actually released it. And that was, everything was moved over to the new server, which was obviously much faster, and you get calculations instantly. But a chunk of coding got left behind, which threw out some really daft things. I was messing about with it once and I got V1 of 1,123 knots. So we knew something wasn't quite right. That's been, we worked on it all over the weekend and a lot of yesterday, and yeah, version 2.2. In fact, the improvement is that vast. It's not even version 2.1 point something, it's 2.2. RLS, in the real world, if there's a hosepipe ban, would airlines still be able to wash planes? You don't wash planes by using a hosepipe. You fly through a cloud at 400 miles an hour. But no, the other things, the other parts of the aircraft that desperately needs to be cleaned is obviously the pilot's windshield. Get some ladders for that. Now you hear this. You're hearing this here first, guys. The Iconic Journey series, Series 2, isn't far away. Our Sunday night group flights will be returning soon. Asterix, another question. What are you supposed to do when you enter FE, the star? Enter the flight plan page and there appears to be a speed fault in amber. Not sure I fully understand that, but it sounds like the aircraft is telling you, nah, I'm not going to be able to get down to the altitude you want and slow down. Airplanes aren't very good at going down and slowing down at the same time. Isaac Newton told us why. Should we start prepping for some arrival into Lyon? Then what have we got? RLS, the group flights that we do on a Sunday evening are always on Microsoft Flight Simulator's default multiplayer, not on VATSIM. We don't do anything by the book. We go, we play, we have fun, we do barrel rolls and all sorts of rubbish. If you haven't seen Series 1, go and check that out. Our last, the last series, the only series, Series 1, took us down the I-95, the full east coast of the USA. It was awesome. Right, so QNH is 1015, cab OK, 25 degrees, wind 340 at 11. Well, that's nice. It's pretty much a headwind, that, isn't it? Runway 35 left is planned. So let's check these charts and check what the box tells us. Am I planning to start my own virtual airline anytime soon? God, no. I don't have time for stuff like that. At what point do you engage the approach mode from the performance page? You usually do it at the speed, decel, waypoint and final approach. Right, no, I normally do that. What? Okay, I'll give you a little tip. When you're passing or getting close to 10,000 feet, pull for selected speed, set 250 knots and activate the approach. Then it's done. And then push for managed speed when you want to start slowing down. Josh Benson, hello. Right, let's see what we got. We have Pinhead there, and we need to be below flight level 130 according to that. That's interesting. It's very interesting. Okay. Flight 130 and speed 250 knots. Just after it. Yeah, that one is already in there. .220 knots at Osmas, that's in there as well. Not quite sure about these flight levels. I think we're going to be doing this manually, aren't we? Looking at this. Alright. Negpu, how far away is that? That is 11 miles out at Negpu, right. I don't know if this will help, but there you go. Negpu, 3,000 feet, and I'm going to chuck speed in there, 180 knots. Okay. Okay, that's all done. Have we got top descent out? This wasn't showing on the experimental version last time we used it, to be fair, so it might not be in. Well, never mind, we'll do it manually. So, what do I want? Let's see. Let's go to our prog page. No, let's continue with our top hat, but after we've spoken to ATC. Frequency 12465.
Austrian 406, turn left, direct camera.
Direct camera, Austrian 406.
Marseille Control, good evening, Alpine 4157, flight level 300 inbound Dobim.
Alpine 4157, Marseille, bonsoir, identified.
Right, so let's just continue setting up our RadNav page for our approach. So Lima Sierra Echo. One 1475. Turn that on as well. Is there any other fixes we can use to help out with this? No, we're not. If we were landing on the opposite runway, we'd use this one as well. No, I think that's fine. Progress page, right. So as I'm going to do this approach manually with the descent, Negpu, let's pop that in there.
All stations, Marseille Control is closing in 5 minutes.
What was the point in contacting us? Negpu. We're 264 miles away, that's fine. So I want to be 3,000 feet at that point.
06, contact Swiss radar, 134, decimal 6, bye bye.
Swiss radar. Swiss radar.
Austrian 406, my bad, it just closed without coordination, so for the moment stay on my frequency. We'll see if we go back online in
Alright, so I'm
going
to start the descent about 91 miles away from Negpu. That gives us time to get down and slow down. So 91 miles away from
Austrian 406, we are reaching level 220.
Yeah, but I need the approval of Swiss radar to climb you higher than 220, so we'll see, and if it doesn't come
fuel on
back,
board 2.6 tons when we get there. Don't believe that. I think we're going to have a lot more. How much fuel have we got on at the moment? No, we've got loads. So fuel on board will be fine. And we can't use our secondary flight plan at the moment.
Contact 2904, no for ATC, Unicom 122.8, goodbye.
128, contact 2904, bye, have a great evening.
Okay, so let's do our arrival brief then. So the weather in Lyon is fine, Cav okay, we're not expecting any problems with visibility or rain or wind, anything like that. Slight headwind coming in from the left, shouldn't feel it too much, but that's what we're going to be expecting when we get there. No changes to our aircraft en route. Everything has worked as it should and is continuing to work. No note times. Threats to be aware of as we're coming in. We've got minimum safe altitude 3,200 feet. Once we are, is it 14 miles out, I think? This little ring here. 4,000 feet once we've got further out. And then the other threat to be aware of is the terrain that we're actually going to be overflying as we come in. So as you can see here,
Direct Almazi, top Swiss,
there's a little
473 whiskey, thank you.
danger/gotcha here. So we want to be flight level 130 at PNED, which is fine, but the grid moorer is 3,800 feet. If for some reason we are on our descent to PNED, something happens and we have to go off course, I'm going to stop the descent at 14,000 because of the terrain that is obviously beneath us, and the terrain radar isn't working. So just something to bear in mind. Once we get to Osmas, we know we're clear of any of that terrain. So yeah, a little bit of a threat with regards to that.
Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Our arrival airport has 2 parallel runways. We're aiming for 35 left, which is the longer of the 2.
Eurocontrol Maastricht 135750 for Top Swiss 473 Whiskey. Thank you very much.
So we're on the PNED 5 November arrival and coming in via Gomet. After Gomet, then we leave Gomet flying, heading 290. From there, we will intercept the localizer.
Alpine 4157, direct Bodru.
Direct where? Bodru. Direct to Bodru for Alpine 4157. Might save us another 60 seconds. Yes, so
all station please. Correction, Marseille control is closing in the minute. If you're on the frequency, you can let it to Unicom 122.8.
Thank you. Right, won't keep interrupting my brief. So after Gomet, then we fly that sector direct to Negpu, intercept the ILS. We're going to be 3,000 feet at this point. So flaps 1 by Negpu. Yeah, flaps 1 at Negpu, and we can slow down to 180 knots. Flaps 2 as we start to meet the glide slope as we're coming in. Approach is normal ILS. The platform altitude is 3,000 feet. No minimum speeds on the approach. We do have 220 knots at Osmas, but with no ATC about, we'll keep an eye on TCAS. We might be able to just continue that. Otherwise, that's a very, very slow approaching, and I want my beer in bed. We'll use auto brake low for the arrival, and that will then get us hopefully off at, it's quite a long runway this, it's 4,000 meters, so that would probably get us off, I would say Alpha 5, Alpha 4 the latest, and then once we have landed, we will, did I say Alpha 4? Alpha 5, yeah, Alpha 5, get off at Alpha 5, and then a left turn on Tango, and I believe we're on Terminal 3. So we'll just tango our way through that on Terminal 3. Single engine taxi, maybe. We'll see. We may single engine taxi, and it depends. If we go straight in, it's going to be more than 3 minutes. There's no point. Missed approach, straight out, 5,000 feet. So, if that is the case and we have to vector ourselves back in, I'll be climbing straight out 5,000 feet and I'll be coming back around, making a left turn for the traffic pattern that way. I'm not going to be going this way because obviously the terrain that we just spoke about. Right, hopefully that's it. Everyone is happy. On the box gamer, how did I get the Easyjet sounds for self-loading cargo? So it was a sound pack that I made for, basically made up for the channel, which I think it doesn't do too bad a job. Sounds semi-realistic, I think. Land O'Lakes, celebrating 11 months of membership. Land O'Lakes, thanks so much for your support over those last 11 months. Gavin is the man, if he can't fly, HT can. Never was a true word spoken. Tell you what I am going to do as well. We're just going to utilise our fixers ring to help us with our descent, considering that VNAV doesn't appear to be working properly on the experimental version at the moment. So let's just go to our fixers page, and if I can pop Negpoo in there. And we'll just pop a 30-mile radius ring around that. And then the other one I'm going to do is at Pinhead. Chuck a 50-mile radius ring around Pinhead. That's when we're going to start our top of descent. There we go. So there's our top of descent right there. So we've got about 45 minutes we should be on the ground. Fingers crossed. Tell you what, should we try and get there a little bit quicker? Thrust climb, open climb, 380 blue. Dan Len, does the Phoenix have an operational weather radar? No, no it doesn't. No add-on aircraft that uses their own sort of custom flight planner and things has a working weather radar. Hopefully after Sim Update 10 that will start to get opened up so they can. All Exobox came at the sound pack that I use is available to the middle and higher tier channel members. RLS, any advice flying into Heathrow runway 9 right? Let's have a look for you, shall we? Heathrow? I don't fly into Heathrow. Which star are you using, RLS? Because there's a few of them. The problem with something like Heathrow is that these are designed for air traffic control. So you can see all of these take you to waypoints, VORs, quite far outside of Heathrow. So there you've got holding point at Bovingdon, Lambourne, etc. And the idea is you enter the holds and then ATC will say, right, fly heading 220, and then later on they'll say fly heading 120, intercept ILS runway 09 right. So you kind of have to self-vector your way in. There's no stars that will take you straight in to Heathrow. You've got to do it yourself, and then once you're lined up or getting close to ILS inception, get yourself down to around 2,500 feet and down you go. I'll tell you what I didn't have a look at. 3-5 left we're landing on, aren't we? 45 meters. Fine. No displaced threshold. That is one long runway. Normal 3-degree glide slope as well. Dan, 9 right, not left. Same difference, Dan. Same difference. You will have to vector yourself in, I'm afraid, because the arrivals don't take you straight in. Right. The French shoreline is in sight. Can you see it down there as well? Oh, that's nice. So yeah, about 45 minutes to go. All being well.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase from our selection of fresh food available today.
No, that's not
All
right.
details can
30
be found in
minutes.
your in-flight
30 minutes to go.
We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated. And if we could be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
As we're now going to be flying over France, do we need some French music? Go on then. Sounds a bit more Spanish than France, that, doesn't it? The Fly Guide on Twitch, thank you for following. Flywing says, welcome to France. It's been a long time since I've been in Paris in the real world. Marco says, hi there, would you recommend the Phoenix or waiting for the 800? Already got the 700, feel like the Phoenix is too similar to the Fly-by-Wire. Marco, yeah, oh hang on 1 second, speed out cruise, that's fine. It depends how much you like the Airbus. If you're a bit of an Airbus geek like I am, then absolutely get the Phoenix because you can do so much more with it. You can, well yeah, pretty much. It's a complete finished product, isn't it? The Fly-by-Wire, of course, will get there, but it's how long will it take? Now, what's the latest meta? I'm just going to go and fill out the performance page for this. So that hasn't changed. QNH is 1016, so it has actually gone up by one. So QNH 1016, temperature of 24, wind 340 at 10, transition altitude is 5,000 feet, and the barrow is going to be 1014. So we'll be headed down in around 65 miles, looking at that. Flywing, what about you feeling with the VNAV right now? The Fly-by-Wire, is it flyable? Yes, but not in the experimental version. Clearly they must be doing some work on that at the moment. But in the dev version, yeah, definitely. Christopher Shaw, my word, you missed the stream again. Well, Christopher, this is a rare stream. Do you remember the days where we used to do streams every single day? Life gets in the way, sadly. But yeah, the last one I did was about 6 days ago, so you haven't missed too much, Christopher. Gino, when doing RNAV approaches, do you have to fully deploy flaps before the final approach point fix to have a constant 3 degrees? No, Gino, but it all depends on what kind of approach you're doing. So you can either do a stabilized approach or a decelerated approach. Stabilized is where you've got landing gear down, flaps 3, no need to go flaps 4, but flaps 3 and then you start down the flight path angle, going down the final approach path. Some approaches dictate that you have to have a stabilized approach, but others can just be a regular decelerated approach, much like an ILS. So everyone is different. For those that are quite slow and complicated, then fly it as a stabilized approach. Dan Skelton, you are late, but I'll forgive you. Hey Dan, how are you doing? Hope you're well. Chris, you lose track of days now. You're back in the office and on site. I would have thought, Christopher, that helped because it means you know when the weekend is. No, I've still not set up the rudder pedals yet. I honestly have just not got time. I can't wait to get them set up. It's going to make a massive difference. Rue Martins, hello. Well, both were new actually. Naples was new, and Lyon is also new. So why not do a real ops flight between the two? It is a real ops flight as well, guys. You can check the flight, call sign on Flight Radar 24. It's strange to have a call sign that's not alphanumeric. It's just the numbers. I think I've just heard someone flush the toilet. Good old FS Realistic running in the background. RX, sir, which one? 77-800 or 77-900? I don't know enough about Boeing to help you out there. I mean, maybe someone on the chat can tell me what is the difference between the 800 and the 900. I didn't think there was that much, to be honest. Gustav, my day is very well, thank you. I'm feeling like I'm ready for a nice, cool alcoholic beverage once we get on the ground. Thanks for asking. Chris, let me just have a look behind me. Oh yeah, they're the pedals I am waiting to set up. God bless Thrustmaster. And they're the ones as well that are the most realistic for the Airbus, with the pendulum swing action. How did I set it up for milk and cookies before landing? Gustav, what a strange question. I could be 25, I could be 35, I could be 45, or I could be a really enthusiastic 70-year-old. Marco, the Thrustmaster rudder pedals, which I've got, and I haven't yet set up, the TPR pedals, the pendulum rudder pedals. I just need to get time to get them all set up. I'll just do a quick flight check as we approach Bodru. At 2.8 tons, 1 hour 8 minutes in. Oh, look at that, we're saving some time here. What did I say? 2.8 tons. We've got a ton of extra fuel almost, so that's fine. Chris, sure, yeah. Make sure you set them up the right way. we can see now we're 122 miles from our destination, 121. GD, I would love to know, I really would, just out of genuine curiosity, nothing else, how many people have purchased and flown and fly regularly on Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now obviously Azobo and Microsoft will know this because of the servers that are used. But yeah, I'm just genuinely curious about that. Chris Shaw, the toe brakes, absolutely, they're going to be what I'm going to call quite essential. Jayhog, my ETA is 2103, which isn't that long, that's not that long away. Bear in mind though, that's if I plummet into Lyon at a ground speed of 424 knots. I ain't going to do that, so it's probably going to be a little longer. Let's say 10:15 local time for you. Strutty, you just did your first auto land in the Phoenix to see what happened. 594 for FPM is what happened. I mean, do it again, you might get a better response this time. I really am loving the French background music. This is a beautiful touch. Maybe we'll have to. Maybe that's a new thing we need to do on stream. We need to find music that is applicable to the country that we're currently overflying. RLS, you had a long taxi departing Heathrow, got hot brakes warning as you've been using them so much during the taxi. Was that in the Phoenix or the fly-by-wire? I can understand it in the fly-by-wire because the Neo, it rolls away. Which is true to life, which is single-engine taxi can help with that. Jason, the fly-by-wire does calculate the top of descent for you. I'm in the experimental version at the moment and it doesn't seem to be working, so I would recommend you use the dev build. But yeah, that works absolutely fine. Right, so we'll use open descent for this. Flight level 130, thrust idle, open descent, 130 blue. I'm loving this. Check this out. I feel like if the Cantina band from Star Wars was French, that is what they would be playing. Christopher Shaw, is it easy to go from the Phoenix back to the fly-by-wire? You've been using the Phoenix since its release, but you just reinstalled fly-by-wire. Christopher, yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. At the moment, I'd recommend the dev version, whilst they're doing some work on the experimental. Some features which you would expect are not working. The thing is, you've got to remember that the Phoenix kind of spoils you. It does so much of the automation work for you. So yes, it means when you get back in the fly-by-wire, there's a few things that you need to perhaps do yourself. Secondary flight plan's not working, so make sure you know where to go if you have an engine failure, that kind of thing. The go-around, of course, the go-around track isn't there, so make sure you know where you're going if you need to go around. So the Phoenix is pretty much like the real aircraft. It looks after you. The Neo, because of the features that are missing, you have to do a little bit of work yourself and a bit more mindful. But that is not a bad thing. It's nice to have those features, of course, in the Phoenix, but at the end of the day, you're a pilot. So don't always rely on the automation. Use the automation, but don't rely on it. Danny, the Phoenix does go to the bottom of the speed gate. Yes, that is something that is going to be addressed, or is currently being addressed, and will be fixed in the next update. Flywing, I couldn't do that now. It's shifted on. It was it's basically just a music library that we use for the channel. God, it's getting warm in here now. Stig asks, is the TCAS tilt in the Phoenix? I haven't actually had a chance to check that, so I would have to go and see that. Jay Hogg has just set off from set off from Naples to Ibiza. Very nice, very nice. If I recall, that's going to be an interesting approach at night time, because I think you're coming over the water, so you get a bit of a black hole effect. How's this profile doing? Tell the girls in the back just to hold on a bit. Danny, you're flying from Eindhoven to Vienna soon. Really? In real life, you mean, presumably? Oh, Gustav, I love the smell of fish. Seafood salad when it's 29, 39 degrees, as it was last week. Beautiful. We can see now it's a little bit bumpy, isn't it? And that is because of the terrain that we spoke about a little bit earlier, presumably causing that. Captain M, oh mate, thank you so much for a very generous $20 tip. Captain M, that is really very, very kind of you. So thank you so much for that and for coming along tonight as well. Really do appreciate that. Thank you. Piderbox says, digital designers did a really excellent job of Lyon, very impressed. Well, I'm yet to see it. We're going to see it very soon. Chris says, you haven't seen Lyon in the dark, but in the daytime it looks superb. Well, once we've landed, I might just turn the lights on and have a quick look at that. See, the reason I've just wound the speed up, the reason we're high, do you remember what I was saying a little bit ago about relying on the automation? I worked out the top of descent calculations that I needed to do, that's fine. And then what did I do 10 minutes earlier? I said, oh, let's get that a bit faster. Let's wind our altitude up to 38,000 feet. Boom. Okay, done. What did I not do? I did not then recalculate where I was going to start the descent. So, yes, we're high. A strict takeoff inhibit just means that some of the warnings, cautions, things like that are basically turned off, because you don't want things like the ground proximity warning alarm going off when you are taking off. Yes, you know the ground's there, you've just left it, but you don't want an alarm going off because it would just freak you out. So only the only really serious alarms basically are left, and we'll warn you if they need to. Right, let's continue that descent down. We're going down to 3,000 now, 1016 QNH. Thrust idle over descent 3,000 feet. Profile starting to come back on now. Oh, Gustav, we're having such a kind, lovely chat, and then you had to go and ruin it. That's a shame. Bye-bye. Okay, so we're now coming up on 10,000 feet. So let's leave that speed 250 knots. I believe the speed breaks out. Approach phase activated. We are a bit fast, Daddy. We were a bit high, so yeah, that was the reason why. But we're reducing speed now. Is that some clouds I see there? Right, now below 10,000 feet, we'll run our approach checklist. Just flying more than anything else at the moment. So we're probably about 18 miles away. from Naples. We're now on this manual leg, so I'll tell you what, we can go direct to Naples if we wish. 16 miles away. Should be okay, we just need to slow down. Profile looks much better now.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be landing. Please ensure your cabin bag is safely stowed with your laptop inside. Your tray table must
Sierra Alpha
be
November is
stowed,
identified.
armrest down, and window blind open. You now need to be seated with your seatbelt fastened, ready for landing. Please help us by handing in any rubbish, newspapers, or magazines that you do not want to take with you. The toilets are no longer in service.
So we're nicely above that glide slope, as we can see, so we can now move that to a nice VS. That'll make sure we slow down much easier. Jason, the rings that I had set on the approach were just like, basically, just for my situational awareness, basically. So I knew how far out we were. Flywaying is the barrow altitude mandatory if cav okay? Yeah, because we're not doing an auto land, so that's correct. Right, let's start slowing the aircraft down to green dot, shall we? Aline, how you doing, sir? Hope you're well. We're in your neck of the woods, I think. Jason, yeah, it can be. The more situational awareness you've got, the better. Thrust idle open descent. That looks good. Now I'm happy. Flaps 1, speeds checked, flaps 1. There's our airport. Landing on the left-hand runway today. Alt glide slope lock blue. Capture dual autopilot 1 and 2 engaged. Lock star.
2,500.
CDA. Speed 300 VS. 11 mile final. Lyon traffic Alpine 4157 established runway 35 left 11 miles. That wind's going to drop off as we get closer. Flaps 2, speed's checked. Flaps 2, let's intercept that glide slope. There we go, glide slope star, missed approach altitude 5,000 feet. Turn these on now, then they'll come on when I pop the gear down. Unless you watch it on the big TV, so you've dimmed the lights for landing. Just a reminder, if we need to go around, we'll call go around, toga thrust, go around flaps, pitch up, take off, check the FMAs. Once we've got positive rate, landing gear up, and then thrust climb will be thrust climb and thrust reduction will be at about 1,800 feet. Gear down, spoilers on, flaps 3, speed's checked. Flaps 3. Need to be stabilised by 1,000 feet. That looks a bit bumpy actually, doesn't it? Straight down the nose, that wind. Flaps full. VAP is 128. However, it's showing 130 on the speed tape. That is a discussion for another day. But because of that wind, that is accurate.
$1,000.
What about disconnected? I have control. 2 whites, 2 reds. This airport looks awesome. Let's see how this turbulence behaves coming in.
$500.
Stable. Just get us back on the centre line a little bit.
$400. $300. $100 above. $200. Minimum.
Continue. Oh, the wind's making it go up and down, up and down, up and down. Ignore the glide slope.
100.
Ignore the
50,
pappies.
40, 30, 20, retard. 10.
I think those calls have come a bit
5.
quick. Spoilers deployed, first green. Empty knots, reverses off.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask
Why is there
that you
2
remain
centre
seated
lines?
until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls, or internet access may
In fact, there's
now
2 of
be
everything,
used.
isn't there? It's
Please
not
make
quite
sure
right.
that you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket, underneath the seat, and in the overhead lockers. Do take care when opening the lockers in case anything falls out. Smoking is not permitted until you reach a designated smoking area. On behalf of the captain and the crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you complete your Easyjet journey. For the latest news, promotions, flight and destination information, check out our official Facebook page, Twitter or Easyjet app.
Right, let's get ourselves to that remote stand, shall we? Alexander says it's buy one get one free. Right, just whilst we're taxiing slowly. Get those off. That off. TCAS off. So we're going to taxi all the way down here on Tango, and we want to take Tango Lima, I think it is, but I can't really see the signs. They're a lot easier to read in real life. Tango Charlie. Yeah, we're miles away yet. This looks beautiful, doesn't it? We'll have a look at the daytime in a moment once we've got in. The pack Andrew are doing the return leg. No, God no. It's 10:15. Neil, autopilot 1 and 2 was turned on for redundancy. One fails, you're good. I don't want to miss this turn. I think this is the stand we're aiming for. Now let me see. Tango Lima, was that the one? Is that the one I said? Yes, Tango Lima, that's it. Chris, I don't think we've lost any frames. Bear in mind, mine is capped to 30, so you'd have probably noticed it a little bit more had we not done that. So that's Lima 13, Lima 14. Should we go near the end? Should we go Lima 19? Which is over there, I think. Lima 17. Last one, Lima 19. Here it is. Oh, a little bit of thrust, please. Just clicked over to 3 minutes, so we didn't need the didn't need to do a single engine taxi.
Lyon traffic, Easy 162 established on localizer runway 35 left 9 miles.
We've even got stop lines, A319 and a category C. Let's see how good we can get it, shall we? Stop! I didn't think it was gonna. Ah, Lyon Aviator, we are indeed parking at the right terminal. We're parking at the right terminal because it looks right now, so we can do it properly. Now, let's have a look at that stop line. Before we do that, let me just check. External power is available, APU is running, APU bleed is on. Okay, so engines 1 and 2 shut down, seatbelt signs can come off. Let's wait till we've got below 10% on the N1. Beacon light can now go off. External power is connected. And we're ready to start deboarding. Yeah, there we go. We've got some... Have we got any... Oh, we've not got any ground vehicles. Hang on, have no fear. We can make them appear. So we want the GPU, cargo door, baggage truck. Now I think... Has that automatically spawned them? Here it is, look. Yeah, there we go. They're all going to go and do a job, I think. Lovely. What else we got? Fuel pumps. We'll have a look outside as well. See this beautiful new airport in a moment in all its glory. Get rid of those. And Squawk 2000. Yeah, a little bit close. But you know what? If it was the main landing gear then that we needed to get right, then we're absolutely spot on. Never mind. Right, let's have a look and see what this looks like. RLS Sprint Designs Manchester Runway Visitors Park is absolutely fantastic. If you've got kids, go there. If you've not got kids, go to the pub. Right, let's have a quick whistle-stop tour of the Lyon airport, shall we? Oh, this is beautiful. We definitely need to come back here in the daytime because they've put some real good work into this, haven't they? This is really neat. Now, Lyon is again an airport which Easyjet obviously fly to. One I've not flown to very much on stream because we've never had the scenery for it before, but now we do. And are they trains running to and from? They are. We've got little trains running out as well. And what look like custom buses. I love little things like that. Obviously you can't see them at night time. The French music is now just right on cue. Oh, they're even going the right way around the roundabout as well, look. So confusing to us Brits. Christopher, you did indeed tell us it looks stunning, and you weren't lying. It really does. Looks fantastic. Nice. Alright guys, well, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Apologies, it has been a while, of course, since we last had some live streams. I will do my best to rectify that, but of course, the summer holidays, the children take they take precedence over live streaming, sadly. If only I could find something that would keep them stum and happy and out of the way for a couple of hours, but that's not going to happen. Thanks very much to everyone who's flown with us tonight on VATSIM. A huge thank you to those of you who have donated, contributed and donated towards the channel's upkeep as well tonight. To the Easyjet Pilot channel members, as always, thank you so much for your continued support. I look forward to chatting with you guys on the Discord server in the near future. And yeah, au revoir. Good night, guys.